Hey guys, Mapletail here. Welcome back to Rants and Draws, the series where I talk about warriors and, well, draw. Today we're taking a look at the preview for the upcoming book in the Warrior Cat series, Wind, so spoiler warning for that. And we're drawing some hypo kits for Nightheart and Sunbeam, continuing my trend of drawing kittens for the main character couples I do not like. Let's get into it. Right away, I was very pleased to see Squirrel Star and Ivypool at the top of the allegiances, and devastated to see Splashtail at the start of Riverclan's section. We left Thunder in a very precarious place, so I'm anxious to see where we go from here. Speaking of Splashtail, the prologue is from his POV, and it's a fair bit in the past. Curlfeather leads him away from camp to discuss her plan, the murder of Reed Whisker so that Curlfeather can be made leader in his place. We learn that Curlfeather has been coming to Splashtail since he was an apprentice, sharing in their disdain for the clan's reliance on StarClan and their want to lead Riverclan in a new direction. Splashtail nervously asks how she plans to kill Reed Whisker, and she informs him that that will be his job. She tells him that she has to be seen elsewhere when Reed Whisker dies, so there is absolutely no suspicion on her. She uses Splashtail's want to be deputy to convince him to do it for her. She also reassures him that she will be chosen, as she knows that Frostpaw will believe whatever she wants her to. Yikes. Curlfeather's motives seem to be regret that she followed Misty Star through all the recent horrors with Ashfur, and that StarClan had done nothing to help them when Darktail reigned. And she also blames StarClan for taking J-Claw from her. I mean, fair enough, that's a lot. Murder of your respected clanmate and manipulation of your daughter and another apprentice seems a little extreme still though, but we've seen worse motives. Curlfeather and Splashtail's dynamic is very interesting. Not really what I'd originally expected. She definitely seems to just be using him and finds him at least a little bit annoying. And Splashtail has plenty of thoughts about her in return, thinking she's hypocritical and putting all the risk on him. I found it interesting that we learn Splashtail plans to reject the 9 lives of a leader if he ends up in that position. That's something we have never seen, and I have a feeling it'll be his downfall. Splashtail then thinks, why should he be taking all of this risk just to be deputy? Curlfeather could easily outlive him with 9 lives. Leadership was right there for the taking. After all, he already had to kill 1 cat, why not make it 2? I absolutely loved getting some context about these two's relationship and learning why Curlfeather did all that she did. It was relatively surprising in the last book, and I am glad to be getting more info right away here. Moving on to chapter 1, we're back with Frostpaw. She's still hiding at the gathering with Nightheart, Waffle, and Wasp. Splashtail tries to quell any suspicion that he and Podlight hadn't really been chosen by StarClan. It seems like this is how the gathering will end. But Frostpaw springs out of hiding, determined to share what she's learned. And share she does. Predictably, the clans react how they always do in moments like these. They don't believe her. There seems to be a little support for her at moments, but it largely dwindles as Splashtail lies and lies and lies, telling the clans that it was all Curlfeather and that he'd had nothing to do with any of it. It all ends with Splashtail exiling Frostpaw from Riverclan, and none of her former clanmates or kin stand up for her. Not a single one. Thankfully, Tigerstar offers her a place in ShadowClan after Nightheart pleads for someone to take her in, and ThunderClan basically rejects her. I think this only happened as to not have all the POVs in one place. Maybe there'll be something interesting for Frostpaw in ShadowClan. Who knows? Duskfur yells at him, thinking it's another attempt to undermine Riverclan. Real nice thing to say about someone taking your granddaughter in. Sheesh. Squirrel Star says that we will find out if she's telling the truth based on whether or not Splashtail gets his 9 lives. Which is low-key ridiculous. Cats like Tigerstar and Broken Star got them no problem. But let's make that the deciding factor here. Sure. That says, she does allow Wasp and Waffle to join ThunderClan for now. And so that's a relief. I was really happy to see that Puddleshine and Shadowsight were welcoming to Frostpaw when no one else was. Shadowsight promising her the truth will come out. I bet he sees himself in the younger cat. Frostpaw's situation is definitely reminiscent of his in the last arc. Chapter 2 was with Nightheart. Happy to be back with Sunbeam. He seems to have not a care in the world except for a brief worry that Sunbeam will be mad at him, as if his friend hadn't just been exiled and Riverclan being led by a murderer. The next morning, he tells his story to Squirrelstar and Ivypool. Squirrelstar tells Nightheart that as Squirrelflight, she believes him and agrees there's something wrong about Splashtail and what's been happening in Riverclan. But as Squirrelstar, she's not sure the other clans should be stepping in, even if Splashtail is a killer. What? For a clan that worships Firestar, who would step in without a second thought, this is quite a hot take. And every time a dangerous leader has taken up that position, it has gone horribly wrong for every single one of the clans. I don't see how this is going to be any different. She goes on to explain that she's too new as the leader and needs time to earn the respect of the clans before taking on an issue like this. Like, I guess so, but also she should have plenty of respect. She's been deputy for ages and acting leader not long ago. I do understand her wanting to place the safety of ThunderClan above her anger at Splashtail's treachery, but it's about so much more than just her feelings. He's killed and attempted to kill multiple cats, and will do it again if he needs to. This cannot stand. For now though, ThunderClan plans to wait and see how things play out. How unlike them. Ivypool thankfully points out my exact concerns of cats like Tigerstar gaining 9 lives, and how that could happen with Splashtail too. To which we get a response from Squirrelstar of, I'd like to think that Riverclan's ancestors would speak up to prevent it. Huh? Why would they? What the hell? What garbage. I was happy to see Ivypool keep pushing the matter, echoing my thoughts. I respect that Squirrelstar thinks the first move needs to come from Riverclan, but how many more cats need to die before Splashtail is dealt with? Squirrelstar gathers the clan and welcomes Wasp and Waffle as guests, telling them they have a moon to decide what they want to do, and the clan tells them about the recent and ancient history of ThunderClan. Most of it going over their heads. A lot of it about Firestar. He's still so well loved by this cat, it's a little intense. But I miss him too, so I get it. Chapter 3 is with Sunbeam. She hunts and thinks of Berryheart, who I honestly forgot had left ShadowClan. I should start rewatching my videos as a recap for myself. She tells Nightheart about it, and the two get on the topic of kits. Which is why I chose this drawing today. They both want them, but I'm glad they decide not to rush into it. I am never going to be a fan of this couple, but I do like kittens. And the line of stealthy little ShadowClan furballs with the courage of ThunderClan was quite cute. The two are interrupted by Breezepelt across the border, yelling yuck, at having to overhear this conversation. Never thought I'd have to relate to him of all cats. It sounds like WindClan feels similarly to ThunderClan about Frostpaw, probably believing her, but unwilling to start anything yet. We also learn that WindClan has seen Berryheart and her kin outside of their territory. Berryheart looking to be injured. Please do not go after her, Sunbeam. She's made her choices. She's definitely going to go help them. Oh my god. That scene was actually really fun and interesting though, so worth it. And that's the end of the preview. Thanks for watching. These chapters were pretty great, and I'm looking forward to reading on. Let me know what you thought if you've given them a read, and I'll see you next Thursday.